Alright everyone, welcome back to the Lost Legion gaming channel. My name is Elijah, bringing you guys another Nubatama deck profile. This deck I just recently piloted in a 17-man shop challenge, and I actually top 8 with this deck, and it is an interesting one because I found a way to mix Magatsu and Valkerion together. And it's a bit of a doozy, but it is very, very fun to play, and I had a lot of fun playtesting this and showcasing it off in a pretty big tournament. I was really surprised by the turnout and surprised by how well I did. I thought of this deck randomly at like 3 in the morning. I just randomly woke up, couldn't sleep, and I was like, you know what, let's brainstorm about some decks. And you know what, this is kind of what I had envisioned, and I was able to put it together. I didn't even tell any of my friends about this, and you know what, it was really, really, really cool to play. The gist of the deck is actually really simple. Draw Magatsu, activate his skill, and win. He has a grade 3 Soul Blast ability. When a unit is returned back to your hand, you can Soul Blast that grade 3 to draw a card, to then call 3 cards from your hand and they get an additional 5k. So you kind of have to abuse that in order for this to work. Otherwise, because you know Valkerion is instantly retired when on a non-astral plane, so you know how else can you get that on the field other than him? So what you do is you take the Valkerion and one of these guys, and you essentially call them both out at the same time off of Magatsu's skill. Because they are both auto abilities, you can choose the order in which you want them to activate. So what you do is you either call this and this out at the same time. You can even call another one if you'd like, or call something else out to get another attack. I usually like to call out Magatsu Breath, so I can get this back to hand for another guard. But you activate these abilities, so when these all place at the same time, you choose this unit first to activate, targeting Valkerion to gain the 70,000 plus the 5k off the call, and now you have a 75k grade 0 beat stick that you can put in the front row, or you can have it boost another unit, etc. It's just really, really powerful. And then this just goes to the drop zone. And I found that to be very consistent and inconsistent at the same time. Obviously, if your opponent has a perfect guard, you know, the attack is stopped. So there's not much they can do there. But it's the sheer factor of, oh my gosh, is this really something that you did? And I was like, yeah, I really did that. We had a bunch of Revon players, of course. We had our Narukami players. And to top 8 was actually really surprising. Because we had 17, we did have a bye, and I had one of the byes, so I guess that counts as a win. But the other two were really, really good games. And in one of them against the new Vanquisher, I was able to pull off the combo once, which was really, really nice. And I was able to call 2 of those guys out at the same time with that. So I had 75k. But he literally had 3 perfect guards in his hand. So, you know, I didn't win that game, but it was very satisfying to swing 75k with 2 units in the front row, you know, for big numbers with a grade 0. And ultimately, I had this one back already in the back row, alongside another one which returned as well, that I just was able to get that back to hand and return it. I also run Hanzo in the build as well, just because when you ride a grade 3, you don't really want it to be Magatsu first, because you want that to be your second ride so you can get the Soul Blast to grade 3. But I chose not to do Jamio Kongo for several reasons. When you ride, you really want something to do other than just, you know, putting your opponent's hand down to 4. I really wanted, my whole point for this build was to just get the combo off, which is why I don't run many of the token generators. I literally only have Zangetsu as my token generator. Sometimes when this skill didn't work, I actually had to I actually threw down 2 heals to sack for his skill just to get the 32,000 power and return skills and stuff and my opponent's cards back to their hand so they can discard. So that was a little inconsistent as well. So I'm definitely willing to get some suggestions on how I can fix that. I initially had the grade 1 to Soul Blast 2, but you know, I need the soul for that. I need the soul for this guy to draw and cycle. I need this to return things back to hand. So I chose to opt that out. And these are the only 2 grade 2s that I needed. I originally had Tsunamas in here as well to target my Vanguard and give it 3k in Soul Charge. Hopefully I can, cheese out an early grade 3 rush if I had these. But in one of my games as well, I also damage checked all 3 of those guys. And I don't even know the ratio that I want to have yet. This is just a sheer test and, just to see if it's possible. And it actually is. It's really, really fun to play. And I just really like how it turned out. A couple of my matchups were pretty good. I beat Tachikaze, poor Anger Blader. The guy damage checked to the Anger Blader on his second damage, and I just knew from there that the game was pretty much over. I didn't even have to activate the Valkerion and Hagakure combo. I was able to just use his skill, and I had this guy out to call 2 tokens, sack them, and, return a bunch of his equip gauges. He didn't even draw a sweeper till, the final turn, which was kind of crazy. And then I was able to call out 2 of those guys from hand to target my Vanguard, and, they became 32,000. Oops, sorry. They became 32,000 power, and I was just able to swing and dominate them there. So, the whole point for the build, like I said, was just to see if this could work, and it does work, and I'm really happy. I posted on Facebook, and a lot of you guys seem to really be flabbergasted by the idea, as was I. I didn't tell anyone about it, and I was frankly stoked to, get a top 8 out of 17 people, especially in this really aggressive meta with Narukami and Aquaforce. With that being said, I've really, really enjoyed playing this. I hope that you guys like this as well. Please let me know what I can do differently. Please let me know what you like, what you don't like. And if this is just complete trash, let me know as well. But if you guys want to try it out, this is the deck build for you. Of course, every time I went Protect 1, Protect 2 does not make any sense for me in any build, really, unless you're just trying to YOLO it or just have some fun. But Protect 1 is the way to go, Valkerion is the way to go, and this is the new age of Nubatama. You guys enjoy, have a good day, talk to you later. Elijah from Lost Legions, signing out.